So why don't we add some green now? And this is the green gold. A fairly watery mix, because with watercolour it's always best to go in on a lighter side than have to lift a darker colour. So I'm going in with a very pale green here. In reality this is slightly more green, but through my phone it's quite yellowy. But of course green gold has a lot of yellow in it. And I'm just dropping in extra bits of colour and some water. And that's what we need to bear in mind all the time here, is that we're dropping in water. And this is what continues that transparent look. So I don't want to overdo it because I know that I want to bring in another green, just as we practiced. Now here I'm not keen on that, so I'm just going to pick up the colour with some kitchen roll. So you have control over this. We want to allow the watercolour to do its job and be unpredictable and beautiful, but there may be areas that you're not so keen on, and it's always possible to lift that. Quite like the effect of it, so I'm just going to put in a few extra blocks. So you can see we've still got a few areas that are wet, but it's mostly drying now. This is also because I am using hot pressed paper, and on hot pressed it dries much more quickly than on cold pressed. So back in to our quinacridone lilac, one of my favourite colours. It says lilac, but I always see it as a pink. And we're trying to go for that mid-range, not too pigmented and not too watery. And let's just have a little try out and see. And that's lovely. It's not going to overpower this first layer. So let's pick up some of that and just scrunch it into the page. Very easy. I'm going over the areas that look like pale quin lilac, but you don't have to. You can go over the blue or the green. I'm also slowing down here now as well, and just being more considered about where I'm placing the shapes. And I'm also paying attention to the fact that they're all going in different directions. I want to keep a nice flow going. And now I'm dropping in the essential water just to really get those lovely cauliflower effects. Too much water going on in that petal, so I've just lifted it and I'm adding some more colour. Green gold took over completely on that petal. You do have to be quite careful with green gold. So back into the quin purple. What a gorgeous colour it is. I'm just going to check again that it's not too pale and it's not too pigmented. And that looks lovely. And again, just rolling or scrunching or pressing the brush to the page. Picked up a little bit of pigment there, but I quite like that effect, so I'm not going to try and lift it. You can see that my brush now is kind of flattening out a little bit, and we can utilise that. Just rolling around a bit now with the brush. Different directions. Keep looking to see where your shapes are heading. So we know there's colour there. I'm just going to drop some more water into these areas now. Where they're wet, they will of course flow more. Where they are partially dry, the cauliflowers are smaller and more defined. So a little bit of splattering there because I can't help myself. It's just lovely, but not too much. So mixing some of that and Danthrone blue mix. And I'm just going to put some over the previous layers now. Lovely flows over this little area of blue over here. And because we've used a pale version of the second layer flowers, we can now see the layers coming to life, and that soft early layer falling into the background, and using slightly more pigment in our colours brings it to the fore. So nice and bright colours over soft pale colours. Adding a little bit more green gold to the well and putting that over the previous layer of green. And I know that there are still some wet areas, and I know the green will completely take over. So I'm being careful now, as I don't want too many runs of green gold. I do like the area with the blue in the bottom right hand corner,